Have you been able to complete a transaction on a public blockchain network with your wallet? Do you know what is required to complete a transaction on a blockchain and how to read transaction information on the Blockchain Explorer? Worry not. In this video, you will learn about the requirements and the wallet process for a blockchain transaction. You will also learn how to get dummy cryptocurrency for experimentation and how to read transaction data on a public Explorer. So if you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. This is Inside the App. Here we aim to facilitate your Web3 adoption process and help Web2 software engineers start building decentralized applications on blockchain technology. So if you're interested in this adventure, please be sure to like and share this video. Subscribe as well so that you can get more. In my previous 2 videos, I explained what a cryptocurrency is and how it works. I also walked you through the process of creating and managing a Metamask wallet. So if you missed them, you may want to check them before continuing with this video so that you don't miss out on anything. So as you can see, this is my Metamask wallet that we created the last time. And then I already have Ethereum main network and Binance Smart Chain network. So currently I want to operate in a testnet environment. So I'm thinking of using Binance Smart Chain testnet. So every production network has its test version where developers can test and where students can also experiment on stuff for learning. So I'm just going to type BSC, which is Binance Smart Chain, because I'm looking for the testnet. If I click on include testnet here, you'll see the testnet pop up right here. So I can just click on add to Metamask. And when I click on add to Metamask, you see it shows me the information that will be added to my Metamask. As you can see, the name of the network, the RPC endpoint, the chain ID, and then the symbol, the base cryptocurrency, which is TBNB, in this case, test BNB. So I'm just going to approve. And once I approve this, it's going to get added to my network, to my Metamask. As you can see, it says I should switch from Ethereum mainnet to Binance Smart Chain Test Network, which I just added. So yes, I'm just going to proceed and switch. So now that I've switched, I'm just going to show you, got it. I'm just going to show you that we're in the Binance Smart Chain Test Network. So that's where we are currently. So currently, we do not have any test BNB. So we need to get some test BNB. So the next thing for us to do would be to hit a faucet. So to get some testnet BNB, I'm going to come to this website, faucet.quicknode.com. I'm going to drop the link in the description. And then I connect my wallet. So here I choose Metamask. And then my wallet is connected. As you can see, this is my wallet address, which is the connected wallet. And then I can click on continue. So as you can see from the information here, this faucet is only going to send you some test BNB if you have about 0.001 ETH in your wallet address on pointing to the Ethereum main network. So currently in this wallet that I just created on Metamask, we don't have it currently. But if you want to get some faucet tokens, perhaps you might want to first of all fund your wallet on the main network, and then you'll be able to get testnet, Ether or BNB, depending on which test network you're trying to operate in. So for now, since I have some test BNB in another wallet, I'm just going to transfer it into this wallet so that we can proceed with the transaction. So as you can see, I've been able to deposit 0.1 test BNB into my wallet address. And then the next thing I'm going to do is carry out a transaction on blockchain network. So I want to perform 2 kinds of transaction. The first one is I just want to send a BNB straight to another wallet. So I'm going to do that and walk you through the transaction information on the public Explorer. So let's go ahead. So first I need to get the wallet address that I want to send some test BNB to. And then I'm just going to go to my Metamask, and the second wallet that I have here, I'm just going to copy the address and go back to the previous one that holds the BNB. So I want to send some test BNB. I'm just going to click on send. And when I click on send, you see the search icon that tells me where to put the address or the ENS name, domain name, if I have one. So I'm just going to put in the address, the wallet address that I copied, that I'm going to send the BNB to. And then I put the amount. So I can click on this icon max, and it's just going to put in, insert the maximum possible amounts that I can send after gas. So as you can see, I have 0.1 balance, but if I'm sending max, I'll only be able to send about 0.09979. So I'm not about to send this much. I'm going to send something even much smaller. So I'm going to impute 0.0001. Yeah, this is about good enough. And as you can see from the information here, it tells me that the current gas price on the BNB test network is 10 GWE. The gas limit for this transaction that I'm about to carry out, which is transaction to transfer the native cryptocurrency on the network, it takes about 21,000 gas. And then using the estimates, I'll pay this amount of BNB for the transaction fee, and then the rest of the transaction will go normally. So I'm just going to click on next. So when I click on next, it shows me this page where I'm going to confirm the transaction. And once I confirm the transaction, you can see it loading. You can see it here under the activity dashboard, and you can see the transaction loading. I can speed it up if I want to speed it up. So if I click on this, it's going to require me to add more gas, and then the previous transaction would be replaced by this other one. So it's kind of a thing in blockchain because miners want to add transactions that carry more gas. So we are not doing that for now. The transaction, as you can see, has been successful. I can query the blockchain network by clicking on the transaction and going to view on Blockchain Explorer. View on Block Explorer rather. So as you can see here, this is the transaction link that I just executed. This was the sending wallet and this the receiving wallet. So it's the transaction made it into block. This block number, block 29704506. And then it took about 12 block confirmations before this was added to the block. It just happened 34 seconds ago. And then what I was sending was 0.0001 BNB. And then this was the transaction cost, as we saw on Metamask, which is equivalent to 7 cents. And then, yeah, gas price, 10 GWE, currently on the network when we made the transaction. And yeah, as you can see, we also have this variable called nonce. So nonce is a unique serial number for every transaction. So I won't be able to make use of nonce 0 again throughout the lifespan of this wallet that I just used to carry out this transaction. So that's what the nonce is for. And this is Block Explorer, where you see everything. So the next transaction that I want to carry out is going to be a transaction that will require you to interact with a smart contract using your wallet. So I'm just going to come to this website. It's called PancakeSwap. So for those who don't know, PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange that uses the automated market making procedure in its pools for liquidity. So I just want to perform a swap. Since I have some BNB, I think this would be a good exchange to perform a swap. So when I come to the testnet portion of this site, as you can see, I'm here. I click on trade and I can see my balance, the balance of test BNB I have. I have some which shows on this dashboard. Of course, I can select how much of my capital I want to swap for another token. So let's just say I want to swap 25% of it. I'm going to have to select the currency that I want to receive back when I swap this amount of test BNB. So here there are a list of tokens, but you can always impute any token just by adding the smart contract address of the token, and you'll be able to interact with it. So for now, I'm just going to select BUSD, which is a stable coin on the Binance matching network. So first thing first, it shows me some information if I'm going to trade this amount of BNB, which is currently worth 278 USD. I mean, unofficially on the test network in this particular exchange. So it's just reading the price from this particular exchange solely. And then that's going to give me this amount of BUSD, which should be about $683,000. Of course, you know these values are incorrect because it's occurring on a test environment, and the prices are subject to how people buy and sell them in this test environment. So it doesn't always tally with the real values on the production network or on the live network. So I'm just going to proceed with this transaction, and then I click on swap anyway. It shows me the current price. It says that with this amount of BNB, I'll be able to buy 1 BUSD. So it shows me the amount and it shows me the slippage. I also have an option to set the slippage of this swap, but I'm just going to swap anyway. When I click on swap anyway, Metamask pops up, my wallet, so I'm just going to have to connect. Metamask pops up because you need your private key to confirm the transaction. And so Metamask currently holds my private key for me, so I'm just going to do that by confirming the transaction. And then I would have interacted with the smart contract of PancakeSwap. So the transaction is going, and as you can see, the transaction receipt shows here. I'm just going to view it on BSCscan, which is the public explorer of Binance Smart Chain test network. So this is the transaction that we just executed. As you can see, it occurred in this block about 21 seconds ago. This is my address that executed the transaction. This is the smart contract address of PancakeSwap. What happened here was when I sent the BNB to PancakeSwap, PancakeSwap converted the BNB that I sent to them to the ERC20 version of the BNB. And then they performed the swap. And then they sent the wrapped version of the BNB to the pool and gave me this amount of BUSD for the swap. So it cost me a total of this BNB for the transaction. Of course, this was what I sold. This is the cost in transaction. So it cost me about 47 cents to execute this transaction. This was the charge in BNB. And then the gas price at the time I made the transaction was 10 Gwei. As you can see, this is a little different from the transaction we carried out previously. So we used nonce 1. Remember, the former nonce we used was 0. So we used nonce 1. It works in an incremental process. And as you can see over here, this was the method we called on PancakeSwap. We called their smart contract method called multi-core, which takes in two variables. One is a deadline, and one is an array of data sets. So if we just peep into it to see how it was, the data look like this. And then, yeah, this went into the PancakeSwap smart contract. This is all the information you need to know from this particular transaction. So the important thing about this public explorer is that you can always come and see transactions that have happened in the past. Transactions that occur on the blockchain are immutable, so you can always go back to see what happened in a particular block or in a particular transaction. You can also be able to query the input parameters that were used to execute the transaction and other information which include gas, cost, and value exchange. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Today you learned about testnets. You also learned how to get some Faucet assets into your wallet for the test environment. You also learned how to carry out transactions with your Metamask wallet, and then we also looked at the public blockchain explorer to explain and understand the transaction and what really occurred under the hood. So if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you.